Melbourne woman Celeste Manno was found murdered in her home.
Melbourne mum's crusade on violent crime has forced action on stalking laws.
How many more other victims do there need to be?
A grieving family has claimed a young murder victim was let down by a broken system.
How many more other parents need to do this very thing? Choose the coffin.
Celeste was the most bright, lively, the most intelligent one of all of us, and the best of all of us. She was loved by everybody.
What if a single photo could get you killed? What if being kind to the wrong person was the biggest mistake you ever made? And what if even after blocking him, reporting him, and doing everything right, it still wasn't enough to save your life? In 2.5 minutes of pure terror, he plunged a knife into her 23 times. The system built to protect her had failed, catastrophically. This isn't just a story of obsession and murder. This is the story of warnings ignored, justice denied. This is the story of Celeste Manno, a 23-year-old woman whose only crime was showing compassion to a colleague. A story that exposes the terrifying reality of how the system designed to protect us failed. Tonight, we will uncover the chilling truth behind a murder that could have been prevented and ask the question that haunts us all. If Celeste couldn't be saved, who can? Celeste Manno was born on November 2, 1996 in Mernda, Melbourne. She lived with her mother Aggie Di Mauro and younger brother Alessandro. Their home was filled with love, laughter, and an unshakable bond. To those who knew her, Celeste was light. Her smile lit up rooms. Her kindness was effortless. She was the kind of person who made others feel seen. Celeste studied criminology and psychology. She dreamed of becoming a psychologist to help people heal. At 23, she worked as a team leader at a Melbourne call center. Her colleagues respected her not just for her work but for who she was. But it was there at a job like any other where her path crossed with someone who would change everything. Luay Nader Sako, 36, was quiet, withdrawn, and struggled socially. Celeste was his team leader. Their interactions were few, brief, and professional until June 2019. In 2019, Sako was working at the same Melbourne call center as Celeste. He was quiet, withdrawn, and often kept to himself. Celeste, as his team leader, interacted with him only briefly and always professionally. But then came the day everything shifted. After a string of performance issues, Sako was let go. Celeste, doing her job, was the one assigned to escort him out. She handled it with her usual empathy, offering a polite goodbye and wishing him well. As he left, he turned and kissed her on the cheek. Later, she told her mother, "Mom, I must have gone tomato red." She was visibly uncomfortable, confused by the suddenness of it. At the time, it felt strange but not dangerous. But a few days later, he messaged her, personal, emotional, uninvited. That moment, the kiss, the message, wasn't just a one-off, it was the beginning. After Celeste politely turned Sako down, she hoped that would be the end of it. It was not. Soon after, he messaged her on Instagram. The tone was intense, deeply unsettling. "I'm sorry, but I can't stop thinking about you. This obsession with you, which is a crush, is an addictive and destructive feeling that is interfering with my ability to concentrate, deal with others, and go about my daily routine." Celeste responded with kindness and clarity. She wasn't interested, but Sako didn't accept it. She blocked him. He made another account, then another. The messages kept coming, longer, darker, more desperate. He began showing up near her workplace, parking nearby, watching. Her fear turned constant. She started sharing her live location with her mother, altering her routines, scanning her surroundings. To the outside world, she seemed fine, but the anxiety was building. One day, she told her supervisor, "He's really going to kill me." Celeste wasn't passive. She wasn't silent. She followed every legal step a person is told to take when they feel unsafe. Together with her mother Aggie, she took screenshots of the threatening messages. They gathered proof of his escalating behavior. They went to the police not once but multiple times. Each visit was met with the same dismissiveness. "He hasn't done anything yet," one officer reportedly said. Another told her, "Just block him again. There's not much we can do." But Celeste had blocked him again and again. She had changed her routines, shared her location in real time with her family, altered her social media settings, avoided certain places. But none of it stopped him. He always found a way back in. Eventually, after persistence and pressure, Celeste was granted an intervention order. For a moment, it felt like progress, a sign that maybe, finally, the system was taking her seriously. But that feeling didn't last. Sako violated the intervention order not long after it was issued, and despite the breach, despite the clear warning signs, he was charged but released on bail. Behind the scenes, Sako was plotting. He had been collecting floor plans of her home. He had worked out where her bedroom was. He continued monitoring her movements online, all while technically under the watch of the legal system. Celeste did everything right, but the system treated her fear as an overreaction. Her cries for help became paperwork. Her safety was left to chance. The measures meant to protect her didn't just fail, they gave false reassurance, and the worst was still to come. Despite everything, Celeste was trying to reclaim a sense of normalcy. She had started seeing a colleague, Chris, who brought calm to the chaos she had been living through. On November 15, 2020, they spent a peaceful day together, just enjoying each other's company. That evening, she posted a picture, both of them smiling, relaxed, happy, unbothered by the outside world, a moment of light in a dark stretch of time. Sako saw it, and something in him snapped. At 3:38 a.m., just hours after Celeste posted that photo, Sako arrived at her home with a hammer and a knife. Security footage showed him scaling a fence and smashing through her bedroom window. Celeste's scream shattered the quiet. Her mother Aggie woke instantly and rushed to the room, but by the time she got there, it was too late. In less than 3 minutes, Sako had stabbed Celeste 23 times. Aggie called for help and tried to save her, but Celeste was already gone. Paramedics arrived quickly, but there was nothing they could do. Shortly after fleeing the scene, Sako drove to the nearby Mernda police station and turned himself in. She's dead, go have a look," he told the officers. "You know what happened, it's your fault," he confessed immediately. The evidence was overwhelming: security footage, the murder weapon, and his own admission. There was no trial, only sentencing. But in February 2024, the outcome stunned Celeste's family and the wider community. Sako was sentenced to 36 years in prison with the possibility of parole after 30. For Aggie, it wasn't justice. It was another wound.
It's outrageous, absolutely unbelievable that the court decided to grant him mercy, even though he showed Celeste none. That little trust I had left in this system has been completely destroyed. I don't believe in parole. I don't believe in releasing murderers to murder again.
His right to mercy was more important than her right to life, she said. She had hoped for a life sentence, something permanent and absolute. Instead, she was left to live with the knowledge that her daughter's killer could one day walk free. The system that failed to protect Celeste in life had now failed her in death. Celeste's death shattered her family, but her mother Aggie refused to let her be forgotten. She launched a petition calling for mandatory life sentences for murderers and the full implementation of stalking law reforms. It gained over 60,000 signatures, and in March 2024, she led a rally at Victoria's Parliament House. 23 motorcyclists, one for each year of Celeste's life, joined the protest. Aggie's advocacy added momentum to changes already in motion. The Victorian Law Reform Commission, spurred by Celeste's case, had issued 45 recommendations to improve police responses, strengthen intervention orders, and better protect stalking victims. But many of those changes remain pending. Aggie continues to speak out not just for Celeste but for every woman failed by the system. She wears a golden heart necklace holding her daughter's ashes, and she carries with her a promise to never stop fighting until real change is made. Tonight we have witnessed the devastating truth about a system that promises protection but delivers failure. Celeste Manno did everything right. She reported the stalking, obtained legal protection, and took every precaution she could. Yet she still died in the most horrific circumstances imaginable. Her story forces us to confront uncomfortable questions. How many intervention orders are nothing more than worthless pieces of paper? How many women are dismissed when they report feeling threatened? How many Celestes are out there right now, living in fear, placing their trust in a system that may ultimately fail them? Celeste's light was extinguished by a darkness that should have been stopped long before it reached her bedroom window. Her mother Aggie continues to fight, carrying her daughter's ashes in a golden heart, demanding the changes that might have saved Celeste's life. But the most haunting question remains. If a young woman who did everything right couldn't be protected, who among us truly is safe? The answer lies not in the shadows where predators lurk, but in the bright light of reform, justice, and the unwavering determination of those who refuse to let Celeste's death be in vain. This is her story, this is her legacy, and this is why we must never stop fighting for justice. Thank you for watching. If Celeste's story resonated with you, please consider liking, sharing, and subscribing. Your support helps us continue telling stories that deserve to be heard. What changes do you think are needed to better protect people from tragedies like this? Tell us in the comments.